Hi, this is Jason Shatner, aka Wolfphototech, and this is not a news piece. The title's different. I'm going to explain my title system at the very end of the video, but I have been pondering several things, and I have. I'm a console gamer. I play video games on portables. I play NES, Super NES, N64, PlayStation 1, 2, 3. PlayStation Vita, PSP, all kinds of stuff like that. And the Sega Genesis and so on and so forth. So, here's the thing. Valve, is the past few months, or close to a year, has had the Steam machines out in the market. Now, yay, cool for them. But here's the thing. Uh, if you ever watch Rich from Review Tech USA or any of the other major YouTubers, you tend to find a pattern that the vast majority of Steam machines suck. I'm not joking. They either come shipped broken or they have some kind of horrible design flaw or something that bottlenecks the whole system, really. You have one system that has good GPU, good memory, has a good motherboard, has a good set of features, a lot of connections, and then they put in a cheap CPU and it completely grinds the whole system to a halt, or basically in a year or two, not even a year or two, in a year or even now obsoletes it. And I have been watching a lot of videos. As I said, I'm a console gamer. I'm interested in PC games. I want to get into PC games at some point. In fact, I almost want to even get into mobile games, but still, there's so much garbage in the mobile game scene. It's unbelievable. Mostly copy and paste is crap. One person basically just makes a game that someone else made just with a different color scheme or uh, a paint job. Say like King and it's Candy Crush, Bubble Witch, all those games, all those fucking King games, and Zynga. All they do is take something that has been done before and repaint it, add in just tiny little adjustments, and give it away, and then just make the game so that it constantly pushes you into the direction of buying more add-on packs or a few more rounds or health recharges or stuff like that. And then also convinces you to spam the crap out of people. And people are really sick, seriously. I'm on my Facebook. I get people who will send me every week at least 3 or 4 invites to a game. And I have another person that sends me an invite and another person that sends me an invite, and they're all this little bejeweled crap. If I want to play something even close to that, I will go play Bejeweled. I actually have Bejeweled. I also have Pokemon on I also have Pokemon Shuffle on my 3DS. And I just pulled it out, just turned it on and everything just for like, hey, I rather just sit down and play this. Seriously. I rather sit down and play Pokemon Shuffle on this and not have to deal with Android store crap that keeps coming. And plus, just note, I've played the 3DS version of Pokemon Shuffle for a long time, and Of course, yeah, you see I'm sitting at right at Mega Mewtwo Y, and I mostly been just doing all the special events and trying to grind up that way and get all S ranks in the entire game and everything. You know, just prepping myself, piling up money, and I'm a grinder. I'm a hardcore grinder. If you watch my old videos, I say repeatedly, I don't play MMORPGs because I will grind to I will grind to the level that the people from gamers from South Korea would say, "Holy shit, you are a fucking grinder." I grind, okay? Seriously, I have a level 99 Alucard in Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That is an achievement in itself, just for the grind in mass. Just so you know, when you get to like level 81, 80, somewhere between 81 and 86, pretty much all monsters give you only one experience point. I mean, you can be in the second castle, so just before Dracula, you'd be fighting all the high level monsters, and you just be getting one experience point, one experience point, one experience point, one experience point. I have a neat little trick if you want to really power level in that game. Once you get to that point and you've already killed all the bosses and everything in that game, you get yourself a dark shield and you go to the very first castle and you go to the section at the beginning where there's zombies all over the place. They constantly respawn, and just stand there and run back and forth earth with the dark shield out. You're getting one experience no matter what monster you're killing in the game. You might as well just go and kill some zombies because with a dark shield. But anyways, going on from that, I seriously want to get into PC gaming at some point. So when Valve announced this whole Steam machine thing, I that is awesome. They do it right. They make one or two really good, a few really good models that have all across the board good capabilities. They sell it like a console. You might have like a few different versions that might have larger hard drives, one without a hard drive with just a small internal flash memory for those beginner level people that have the option to add in a hard drive. I have no problem doing that myself. Or maybe like make a higher model one that has a large hard drive and might have actually extra USB ports and stuff like that, or extra connections for different types of TVs and stuff like that. Just a few options, like two or three. And then when they were launching it, and the news came out that there's like 23 different Steam machines, all of them manufactured by a different company, and I kind of like I remember something like this. Oh yeah, Philips CDI, 3DO, laser active. This has happened multiple times in the past. Well, laser active is not that bad of one. That would be a cool one to get. I want a laser active. But they all fail. They all fail horribly. It's like, okay, Valve's concept of the console industry is on level with a rock understanding what it's like to be a bird. They literally they came up with something called the Steam machine, and they take they take the worst things of console gaming, they take the worst things of PC gaming, and they put them together. It's like, what the fuck? So back around on that point, as many other people have done reviews, like Rich. I love it when Rich does reviews on Steam machines. Please keep doing reviews on Steam machines, Rich. If you ever see my video, odds of you seeing my videos like non-existent because I'm this big and you're this big. Physical size, but also channel wise. Physical size is also as well as channel size. Yeah, that is just one of those funny things. You know, every so often I will do something like that. Say like the birds and the bees. One has the hustle. One has the hustle and the sting. One has the sting and the. Let me restart that. I did this at work one day. Birds and the bees. One has the sting and the hustle, and one has the size and the muscle. I come up with crap like that all the time. I'm just not used to doing it on camera, so it's like I'm watching myself. I'm like trying to stay in shot. I'm trying to do this whole thing here, and I remember. Oh yeah, there's that little line I came up with one work day at Tech Recycling. Like, hey, birds and bees. One has the hustle and the sting and the hustle, and the other has the size and the muscle. And that is just dumb and funny when I actually unload it properly. But I have seen so incredibly few good reviews of Steam machines. They're either way overpriced for the components inside, and you could easily buy the components and buy the case and everything else, and build your own PC, which I have guides and manuals in here on how to build PCs, but I never have the time or money to actually do that. I'm basically borderline broke all the time. Not entirely because of the Amiibo. I never have purchased an Amiibo off of eBay or Amazon or anything. Every Amiibo I own, every Amiibo I own is an Amiibo that I purchased in a store. I simply won't buy it from scalpers. And that is the only way you defeat scalpers is you don't buy from them. It's just that simple, people. Remember that. Remember that next time when someone comes up with this awesome thing and you want it, don't buy from the fucking scalpers. If you buy from the scalpers, you are basically the other half of the cycle that perpetuates the problem. But as I was going back on Steam machines, basically every Steam machine gets bad reviews. Just grab a magazine, and I'm reading magazines, I'm going around on YouTube looking at all the reviews, and there's two types of Steam machines. Really, if anything, there is two types. There's the just right amount of power and features that are balanced but super expensive, or the ones that are priced nice, like the sub $800 range, that have the sub $800 range that are good and have, or not, no, not good, that have a few good features, but they have this one thing where they solder in the CPU, and it's an underpowered piece of crap. Or they use an APU and the GPU half is a little on the weak side, but everything else is awesome on it. It's like there's this one thing that they fuck up, and people do bench tests and they check if some games do well on it on the system, and then other games that use more AI intensive or stuff like that, they're just mild graphically chug along slowly like crap. And I'm not an expert on the whole PC thing. I have done a lot of reading on PCs in general, and it is the only real solution at this point is get the money, build a good gaming PC or hire someone you know that is good at that and build a good gaming PC, and maybe then buy a Steam Link and a Steam controller and go with that. That is the real. That is the actual solution right now. Seriously. So basically, Valve came up with a whole product line, came up with a concept. They farmed it out like 3DO and other companies in the past to other manufacturers. Those manufacturers fucked it up horribly. And the solution is just simply don't buy it. Just go and get yourself a case, get yourself a power supply, RAM, operating system, buy all the components yourself, or have someone who knows what they're doing buy the components for you and build one yourself. And then maybe buy the Steam Link, because most publications and places that rated the Steam Link say it's decent. Seriously, a wired connection, it's good. Wireless, it's not always the best, but that's it. Seriously. And I'm a console gamer, and let's get back to the start point. This is very important. People at Valve should watch this video. I'm a console gamer. The moment I heard that there was 20 plus versions of the Steam Machine, well, actually, even early on when I heard that there was more than 10 versions of the Steam Machine, my mind no. That is just too much crap. And then it got up to 20, and I'm at the point, no, this is just stupid. I've been gaming on consoles ever since the NES. And that's it. And I spent some time reading up on PCs. So, there. And when it comes to something like a Steam machine, it's basically the hybrid of everything that a good chunk of what's bad about PCs and a good chunk of that's bad about consoles, with hardly any of the positives. And just so to get to the point where you have so many different versions of them, and half of them are basically gimped at some degree. There is this crippling defect in the design that makes them pointless. As a console gamer, that is A, too many options. B, that there's the fact that there's even a few models that are crappy, where the manufacturers put a bunch of good features and components in them, except for one thing or another thing. They put everything in it that's good or decent, except they put in a crappy CPU or not enough RAM or something, and it's all soldered together so you can't fucking fix it. And as a console gamer, just the notion that there's that many versions is a kill off point. No, I'm not touching it. I rather just buy a PC or get someone else to build me a PC that I know personally, and actually have them build one that's decent enough to do it. And then the second thing is, I've been watching a lot of people who are PC gamers, and they're like, yeah, it's pointless piece of crap. You could buy the components and build your own Steam machine that is better than the Steam machines that are out there. So, console gamers who spend just a little bit of time just researching the stuff, just gloss over it quickly, find out how many different versions, and that there's some that are crappy and or gimped. And that's like, no. And then you have the PC people, the serious PC gamers, who look at the Steam machine and like they look at the stats of each model, they look at the price point and say, this side, this side here is this bottom end is garbage. This top end is overpriced. Why the fuck even bother? So, why in the hell would you buy a Steam machine? And the only answer is you are a moron. You are a moron. That's the only thing that could answer in that. You're a moron. Not to mention, that leaves, you got the hardcore console gamers, no, and hardcore PC gamers, no. Who the fuck does that leave even in the system besides the morons? Casual gamers. And what is the problem with the casual gamers? They rather just play their video games on their cell phones or stuff like that. They don't really think or care about their stuff. They're most likely gonna buy they're most likely gonna buy the crappy version of a Steam machine, have it for a few weeks, and then have the majority of the good games upgrade or patch beyond the point of that Steam machine operating it. That Steam machine will no longer have enough processing power to actually run the game well, and they'll basically say, you know what, this is a piece of crap, screw it, I'm gone. I'm not touching Steam. Steam is loaded with a pile of crap anyways. So many PC gamers treat Steam as if it's like the golden land, and where in reality, any amount of experience or time in either seriously playing a lot of games on Steam, not just simply buying them, but actually playing them, and I can't even go from on there. That's you basically at some point with any serious investment in such thing, you just learn that there's a ton of garbage on Steam. Even a console gamer knows from talking to PC gamers and watching videos like Jim Sterling and stuff like that. There's a lot of crap on Steam. A lot of it tries to pass itself off as a good game, and it's really not. I rather just buy my stuff from Nintendo. Because I know when a game is made for this, when a game is made for this system, it is going to work with this system. It's just that simple. And that's what console gamers like. You buy a system and the games that are made for that system run on that system. And whatever is wrong is usually the fault of the developer cutting corners or something like that. So, as a console gamer, Steam machines are stupid. I know hardcore PC gamers that say Steam machines are stupid. Casual gamers are too dumb to figure out the difference, but it requires too much work to actually bother with it. So, there. So, you basically have all three major overlapping categories of gamers. You got casual PC gamers, you got casual console gamers, you got hardcore of both, you got multi-console people, you got Sony ponies and Nintendroids or Xbots, and basically every demographic who actually spends time to actually look at it says it's garbage. So this is what Valve should have done, and Rich has said this basically to a degree, but he may have oversimplified it. What Valve should have done with the Steam Machine is say, no, this is the minimum. This is the minimum model level. You cannot have anything that is below this level of specs. And then this is the maximum level of the system. And each manufacturer could only produce like one or two models between in those 2 points. Or even just leave the top off the maximum. But there should be a minimum point. And you should have that happy core standard, and that's the Steam Machine right there. It has to be that. And the manufacturers can have maybe a model that is a little better than that. But there should be at least one core game Steam Machine system. You call it like the Steam Machine core, the baseline, or something like that. Where it is this is the baseline. This is compatible with the vast majority of all Steam games on the Steam store. This is the standard in which Steam machines are set on. And then you can have the pro level. You can have the pro level and you can have the base level. And the pro level can be the super high end stuff. But generally you want to narrow it down, you want to clear it up more. You might only have like one or two models from each manufacturer, and you want the manufacturers to have a clear statement that this is the core, this is the base core level, and this is the pro or elite level system. And right there. Or at least just reduce it down to just two systems and just say this is the base model and this is the elite model, and end it right there. You only want to have like one or two major options. You want the reliable, this is going to work on a lot of games, this is going to be a good system for a long term basic level, and then you could have like an elite level above that, but still reduce it down to the basic level. You want some kind of standard that says this is good with the vast majority of games, and you shouldn't have any problems from there on. I may have made that explanation difficult, but let's make it even easier. Just make two different systems. Steam Machine Basic and Steam Machine Elite. And that's it, that's all. Maybe have one with a larger hard drive and extra ports and stuff like that, and a speedier GPU and CPU. Because if you're trying to aim for console gamers, you want to reduce it down to basically 2 or 3 options, and you want the most important thing. The most important thing if you are trying to sell to console gamers is you want the guarantee that at this basic level, this system will run the vast majority of games on the Steam store into the near future. And I don't know what the near future is because that is a question for every person. What is time to an individual? Time could be very valuable within seconds or minutes or hours. I have during the winter hours, but if you sleep most of those hours, you end up with no time at all to do anything. You just basically sleep through your life. And everyone values time differently, and it's just you get into some philosophy there, or if you keep going deeper into that concept, because time is relative to each individual. every individual has a slightly different amount of time they have in this world and in life, and they value time and money and relationships slightly different than everyone else in different orders. I'm more of enjoying time person as opposed to money and people. And right there. Okay, so the final thing is Valve should have simplified the Steam Machine concept to a simple level. There should have been only a handful systems. There should be a clear base level on those systems. There should not be any system below a certain point. There should be all systems should be above a certain point, guaranteeing that you are good for the next 3 to 4 years. That's personally a console gamer thing. You want it to be at least a 5-year system. You get into that 3 system year thing, you get to the point where you're basically the Sega Dreamcast or the Sega Saturn or the Virtual Boy or the 3DO or the Atari Jaguar. You basically end up a failure. You are done for. You're not going to continue on with console gamers if you end up in less than 4 or 5 years. You need to at least you have to have a system that basically can last 4 to 5 years. Right there. That should be the base level. You shouldn't have very many options or gradients beyond that. And that's a console gamer thing. If you're going to aim it towards the PC gamers, you might want to have them make it more customizable or stuff like that. But then again, you just end up turning it into a PC, which is technically what it is, and they probably still wouldn't give 2 shits about it. They'd probably rather just make their own little micro PC themselves and stick it in the living room and do it off of that. The concept behind the Steam Machine is trying to figure out what Valve was thinking with the stupid idea, because it's actually not a stupid idea, it's just an incredibly stupid execution of the idea. But the idea I'm thinking they're trying to go with, the stupid thing, is just make this prepackaged system and you're good to go playing games. And the problem with a lot of the manufacturers are they just simply made a whole bunch of them and threw them together there and didn't really focus on making the system all that good all around. They cut corners. There. I just rambled. I went in circles repeatedly on that end. Right there. So basically, Steam machines are currently garbage. Not all of them are non-functioning or below par garbage. It's just the ones that are reasonably the ones that are cheap enough to go out and just buy outright are garbage. They're near future garbage. And anyone who's interested, who is a PC gamer, who would want such a thing, would actually just invest more money. They would invest less money and build or hire someone to build them a decent one to begin with. So, there. And that basically, at this point, Valve basically fucking wasted their time. Okay. Final thing on that, Valve wasted their time. Console gamers, it's too complex. PC gamers, it's too subpar on everything and too expensive on the high end. So it's stupid. Casual gamers won't put forth the effort into it to even try. Some of them will buy it, play with it, and at some point the issues and designs and the issue in the system will eventually alienate them because it doesn't work as long as they want it to work, and they just simply give up and walk away. And then you have this whole thing. You have basically your own 3DO. That's exactly what Valve ends up with, is their own 3DO. Valve made the 3DO, made a new 3DO. It's just that simple. And now to the end here. I said I was gonna explain my titling system, and this is the simple thing right off the bat. At the very beginning of the title, there will be a number. That is basically just saying that is the 9th or 10th or 12th video that I made for my channel. And that's it. That's all that is saying, is that this is how many videos in I am. That is my quick index when I'm like adding videos to playlists and doing things like that, or advertising them. That I basically say, yeah, it's number 12 gaming is this video. I've already promoted them onto these social networks. I don't have to promote that video any more than that. Otherwise, I don't want to spam people with promote. I on Twitter and on Facebook or and stuff like that, I don't want to repeatedly advertise the same video over and over again and get people pissed off. And that's it. If you have any suggestions for adjusting the title structure, go ahead. The next thing is, will say gaming on this Wolfphototech channel. It will say gaming there's a box. It'll say gaming, movies, TV, books, comics, or something else like that. And that is basically the content that this video is talking about predominantly. This is the general theme of the video. So when I post something that says movie news, it's talking about it's movies, and it's a news about something that's happening in the movie industry or something like that. Stuff like that. And we'll say, and then the second half of the box will say news, opinion, ideas, something like that. So it's the primary category of what I'm talking about. And then the secondary thing is the modifier. So when you see ideas or dumpster or news or review, you know that that video is reviewing that particular game, or the news about something, or ideas for something, or I found something, or I bought something in the case of haul. And if you want to suggest any variations or adjustments in that system, feel free to do so. I have no problem. I'm creating content, you watch the videos, and your opinions are important because I'm creating a service. And if you watch the video, there's an ad at the beginning, and on longer videos like this one, there's an ad at the end. And then there's little ads sprinkled around the corners. And just for tolerating those ads, you at least have a say in what kind of content I make. If you see a video you don't like, just go ahead and dislike it. It's perfectly fine with me. If you see a video that you enjoy or is interested in more stuff, hit the like button. Leave comments below, suggestions, ideas, things like that, theories, news, links to news topics, links to guides on how to do editing and stuff like that. Because I'm really interested in trying to make this entire channel better overall. And as now you've also noticed that I basically have this really simple setup. It is basically, I'm filming on my phone at this moment, but I have cameras. The problem is the area I have doesn't work with a camera because I have to be further away from the camera than I have room. So at some point I basically had to clean out an area in my place. My place is just loaded with stuff. to actually set up a spot for doing videos. That's just simple as that. I was getting closer, and then I fell back, and so forth. So that's simple as it. And also note that I try to avoid making clickbaity, exceedingly clickbaity titles. I'm not going to do that. It's just that simple. If there's any other suggestions, feel free to put them in the comments below, and that is all. Don't forget to vote, comment, share, and subscribe the video. Well, you don't have to share, you don't have to subscribe. Just vote and comment, and it would be appreciated if you did subscribe and share. Have a wonderful day.